welcome back to my channel. This is another video on Excel for MSME. These are the micro, small and medium enterprises, and also it cuts across to anyone handling Excel, or you make use of Excel for your everyday businesses, or maybe you're also a student. So for this video, what I actually want to do is to actually teach you how you can freeze your row and also how you can freeze your column, because when you're working with big data like this, it becomes a little bit difficult to catch up with all of the details at once, especially if you have to be juxtaposing the details of a particular column against another column at the end. So it might be a very difficult thing for you to be able to maintain that. So you will need to freeze the row and also freeze the column. And also, before I end this video, also I'm going to also teach you how you can work on two different Excel at the same time, how you can put it side by side to make your work easier. You might be having two different Excel, you're trying to pick your data from one Excel into the other. Instead of you having to be closing one Excel to go and be looking out for another Excel, put it side by side and work on it together on the same view. Do you get that? All right, without further ado, I'm going to go straight to business. All right, so I have this data right now. So this IGR for Nigeria, that's 2022. Yes, so it was downloaded online. So this is the data I'm going to be using for the purpose of this video. So right now I have this data which is so long and it's going to be a bit difficult for me to work on it. So now let me freeze this column. So I want to freeze this column. I want to freeze the state column, because that is what's much more important to me on this data set. So now what you're going to do, click on this data set, because that is what you actually want to be at your column, your first column that you want all that details to be scrolling against. So once you click on that, just come to where you have this button here, just as you can see where I'm clicking right now. You can see that. So now I'm going to go back. So turn it back. Make sure that this column that you want it to be at the edge is the one that is actually at that edge. You have this already here, but that is not what you wanted. So just click on what you wanted to be at the corner here. So and come back here and click on this button. So right now you have the state right now at the corner, so that is good. So now come here to the top of this your Excel, where you have your tabs there. So click on view in this tab ribbon that you have here. Click on view. Once you click on view, now come to where you have the freeze panes. Click on that. Now you see three options: freeze panes, freeze top rows, freeze first column. Now click on freeze first column, because you're actually dealing with a column. Do you get that? You're actually dealing with a column. So click on freeze first column. Once you click on freeze first column, now every other scrolling you're doing is actually very much easy for you to know, okay, which state is actually having this LGA revenue, which state is having this total taxes, which state is having all of this. So you get that right now. So it becomes much more easier for you to actually go through your details without being. So it's easier for you to know which state you are looking up against these figures. So you get that right now. All right, so I think that solves it all. So you can, if you want to actually unfreeze it, just come here again, click on that, come to freeze panes and click on unfreeze panes. And if you are so not very much interested in the state, you want to freeze another column, just make sure that the column that you want to freeze is what you have at the edge of that page, and then come back to freeze panes and click on freeze first column. So you have it that way around. Okay, so now let me quickly move on to you want to freeze rows right now. You want to freeze rows. And what do you mean by rows? This is a row and this is a column. Column is vertical, row is horizontal. So now this is the row that you actually want to freeze. This is the row. So that means that when you're scrolling down, you want the title to be shown. You want it to be shown. So just click on the first row. Whether anywhere, just click on the first row and then come to view. You click on view, just as I've clicked here. Come to freeze panes. Once you are there, then click on freeze top row. You've already clicked on the first row, and then click on freeze top row. So now any scrolling you're doing is definitely going to leave the top there for you, so you can see that, okay, what am I even seeing here? Which figures does this belong as I'm scrolling down? So it becomes much more easier for you when you are actually dealing with a large number of data. It's very, very much compulsory for you to know how to freeze and to unfreeze, how to freeze your column, how to freeze your rows. It makes your job easier. If you cannot do that, I'm going to tell you that you are going to actually stress yourself a lot, and you will still eventually end up with errors. So you should be able to do this. So if you do not understand all I've done, kindly sit back and watch again to understand how I did all of this. So, and if you want to actually, you are done with what you are doing, so you can just So you can just click on freeze panes again and unfreeze, and you are done. So, and also this third option that we have here, which is freeze panes. So if you try it, most times you might not find it so interesting to you. So and now I want to use that. So just click on this corner here, corner of what you actually wanted. So I'm clicking here. If I click on that first option, which is freeze panes, it's going to freeze some things for me. So just as you can see now, I have some rows and columns that has been pinned down for me. So other ones are the ones that are moving. So but in this case, sometimes it might not really be so much good for whatsoever you are doing, because it's actually keeping some things that you don't really want, and it's taking space for you, space that you would have used to actually view some other things. Do you get that? So most times just go with either you freeze the rows or you freeze the column. Either you freeze the rows or you freeze the column. That solves it all, and then it's so cool. It's so cool. And also, to round up this video now, I have, when you have 2 or 3 different Excel workbook that you have opened, just like you have here now. When I click on this Excel, you can see I have 2 different Excel workbook. Now I want both of this workbook, I want them to be side by side. I want them to be side by side together. I want to work on it. So how are you going to do this? So just come here right now. So you can see this ribbon here. Look for view, just as you have it here. Click on view, then come to arrange all. Come to arrange all. Click on arrange all. You have this window. Once you have this window, you have this option: tiled, horizontal, vertical, cascade. So but in this case, I prefer vertical, because it makes your work a bit much more appealing to the eyes, and it's easy for you to be able to view on a go. So I'm going to click on vertical. I'm using vertical for the purpose of this video. I'm clicking on OK. So now what can you see? It has already divided my screen. So right now I can view the first Excel workbook, and also this is also another workbook. So that means if I need to be picking data from here and inserting here, it becomes much more easier than me having to be doing like this. Okay, I will close this one to go and open this one. I will close this one again to go and be opening another one. Do you see how stressful it is? But if you can do it that way, it will definitely make your work very much easy. So just as I've said, come to this ribbon, look for view, click on view, click on freeze, arrange all. Once you click on arrange all, you have this window. Click on vertical and click on OK, and then you have your 2 different workbooks side by side for you to work on and see and view at the same time. You can see that it makes life easier for you, right? All right, if you enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe to this channel if you have not, and please do not forget to share this video with every other people, so that everyone can be learning also on the go. And also do not forget to drop your comment in the comment box, and also do not forget to like this video. All right guys, I'm going to end this video here. Until next time, this is FinTech Space. See you next time. Bye.